What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In today's video, we are jumping into Carnage issue number 1. And if you've been keeping up with everything that has been going on with Carnage, what we had seen recently is him essentially become a god. He has fought his way across the multiverse, a symbiote without a host. By absorbing the powers of other individuals, he was able to get rid of any weakness that he might have as a symbiote. Not only that, but he has attained godlike power. And we were all left wondering, what is next for Carnage? We know that he wants to go for Eddie Brock. He wants to go for the Eddie Brock of 616 that is the King in Black. He has amassed all of this power for that single battle. And so it is soon time for him to return to Earth 616. Now, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright guys, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up at the Nexus of the Gods, a place of divine fellowship. We see the soldiers are decapitated, they are cut in half, because Carnage has been wreaking havoc. He has made his way through these corridors, and he has made his way to the Lord Librarian. Carnage has come to the Hall of All-Knowing. He has come here seeking the answers that all come to seek. But the Librarian lets him know that he does not have the courage to articulate the questions he wants to ask. Carnage came to learn if he is a god, and while he would say that he knows exactly what he is, that he has conquered all the weaknesses of the symbiote, that he has the powers of a god, the immortality of a god, he has made himself what he is. And yet, he still stands before the Lord Librarian. He has come for answers that he already has, but asked the wrong questions. The Lord Librarian going on to say that if you are a god, who prays to you? Who worships you? What is your doctrine? What were you created to do? This conversation ongoing while Carnage is also just ripping soldiers to pieces. But the Lord Librarian has a secret weapon, the black hole within his staff. It is his last line of defense. For a millennia, he has protected this library, and he has never had to use it. Asking Carnage, what is your purpose? He takes that staff and he plunges it right into the chest of Carnage. He doesn't know where this will take Carnage, except for far away from here. The Lord Librarian is not one to judge gods, though he will on occasion. He knows the difference between devils and gods. More often than not, it's a question of perspective. But later on, he will think back to this and wonder if the wisdom he denied Carnage could have changed what would come, but it would not. He doesn't understand that he gave Carnage exactly what he came for. As he travels through dimension and time, the black hole pulls the symbiote apart, but Carnage is not scared. The pain is nothing new. As he lands on the other side, he finds himself back home. He finds himself in Rikers Island. This is where it all began. A prison inmate sitting here in a cell with where Carnage had landed. Carnage tears this man apart. He eats him whole, and then he regurgitates the body, using the blood and flesh, using the guts, the cell, the DNA, the biomatter. He reforms this prisoner, transforms him, spliced with an imprint of the man who was here decades ago. This is the rebirth of Cletus Cassidy. With this Cletus being reborn, the memories seep into his mind. Memories belonging to another Cletus of another time, but trusting this other. Carnage holds nothing back. He believes that they were not ready before, but they are ready now. This is what picks us up with Flash Thompson. It has been a while since we have seen him, but it appears that his life hasn't been necessarily going great. He's doing the day-to-day, he's working the 9-to-5, but with Carnage's arrival, Flash Thompson, he can feel it. He's not sure who or what this is, but something is wrong. Something is off. As we pick back up with Cletus, getting all the information that he can possibly get, the 21st century rushes in. Cletus looks at the world as it has become, decades of progression, and Cletus Cassidy lying dormant, the imprint of a man stored deep in Carnage's DNA, is now hungry. This is where Cletus goes into a small diner. In his hunger, Carnage has found the thing that he is missing most, the need. It is the human desires, to live, to act, to mate, to kill. His purpose overtakes the symbiotes. This is beyond a bond. Carnage and Cletus consume each other. They are one. As Cletus sits here and orders his food, the young waitress listening to a podcast. It is a crime podcast, talking about murders, the victims, everything in between. And Cletus finds this very interesting, asking her why she would listen to such a thing. She says that it's fascinating, almost like it makes her feel prepared. And it's simply the mystery of all of it. Cletus seeing this as the mystery is the key, thanking Sarah for everything that she did. He can feel the weight of godliness on his shoulders, but he finds that he is equal to it. As he sits here for hours, a plan forms, a doctrine, and he now believes that this world is ready to feel carnage. This is what picks us up 2 weeks later. We pick up with Flash Thompson. He has been waiting, part of him wishing that whatever is causing his symbiote senses to tingle would hurry up and get here already, thinking that it couldn't possibly be as bad as he imagines. But we see him suit up and he heads out. This is where we pick up with a man named John, a war veteran who never left the war. If you were to ask him about his friends, he would list the names of dead men. The only thing is that he can't end his own life. He hasn't been able to muster up the courage to do so, but he also can't move on from his horrific experiences. This is where Carnage comes into play. He saw the relief in John's eyes as he died. Carnage thinking to himself that maybe, just maybe, he is a merciful god after all, carving some symbols into his chest. The religion has begun. This would not be the first victim, and it definitely wouldn't be the last. As we pick up in prison, we pick up with Philip, 19 years old, taking his father's AR-15 to the local gas station. He had killed 4 people, including his ex-girlfriend. He had intended to die in the process. He was going to sacrifice his own life to prove that it mattered, only to find that it didn't. This is where Carnage comes to him, and Carnage has come to pray. As Carnage says a prayer, in moments this kid is dead, and it appears that what he has been doing, what Carnage has been doing, is marking his victims with a number. This one appears to be number 11. This is where Carnage goes to Nathaniel Jones. The world thinks that this man is a special man, staple of Western society, and Carnage believes that this man is special, but not because of who he is. A man with so much wealth, a man with so much fame. He is only special because the world believes that he is. And sometimes, belief is all that matters. This is where we pick up in the middle of the city. Nathaniel Jones has been trapped inside. At first, everybody believes that this might be some kind of publicity stunt. The tech billionaire trying to get his name out there, trying to get some attention. On this glass box, what we see all over it are the writings of Carnage. To us, they don't really make sense, but to Carnage, this is his doctrine. Nathaniel Jones having a number 12 etched into his chest. In this box, it begins to fill up with a liquid that begins to boil his body alive. The boiling liquid slowly dissolving his skin. As the people watch, they quickly learn that this is not a publicity stunt, but what they are watching is worship. Streamed and documented, scripture in the making, all for the world to see. At this point, Flash Thompson has come to recognize what is happening. He knows that he is here. He finally understands. As Nathaniel Jones is being live streamed to the world, this is the announcement. This is the invitation. It is Carnage. It is Cletus Cassidy welcoming everybody to church. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I do have conflicting thoughts about this new series, because everything that was going on with Carnage was leading us into the symbiote war. Now, maybe they want to put the symbiote war on pause for a moment while we're going through the Krakoan era, while we're going through the gang war, while we have all these other little side events going on. You know, Eddie Brock still hasn't fully dealt with his situation when it comes to Meridius. And this comic started off really good. It started off with him, going to the gods of gods and trying to take them out, figuring out, is he a god or not? But this feels kind of regressive. It feels like we're taking a step backwards, because now he's back on Earth, but he's not going to be dealing with Eddie Brock. Instead, he'll be dealing with Flash Thompson, which I love Flash Thompson, but it doesn't make any sense. We have already seen Carnage rip through many Flash Thompsons, many Eddie Brocks, many symbiotes in general. How is Flash Thompson of 616 gonna be any different than all of the Venoms and symbiotes that Carnage has already decimated? And to further that, he has brought Cletus Cassidy back. Why? We already have a Cletus Cassidy that is out there, one that has his own symbiote. He gave Iron Man one hell of a fight. So why would you bring in and remake another Cletus Cassidy? These are the kind of things that make these comics so convoluted. Essentially, we have two Cletus Cassidys and we have two versions of Carnage. I was really hoping that this was going to be pushing a little bit better. You know, this is only issue 1, so I'm going to give it the opportunity. Carnage is trying to create his own church, if you will. Not really sure if that's the direction that I would go, but it's definitely a way you can go and possibly make a very interesting story. But yeah, like I said, this is definitely not the story I expected. I expected them to just be going full-on God Carnage, and that's something that we just didn't really get. In some aspects, yes, because he's starting a church, he's writing his own doctrine, what a god, or what you would expect a god to do. But we'll see how it plays out. Let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with Carnage, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It'll get you completely caught up on everything going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. If you are unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.